All right, people, how we doing out there? First things first, my name's Kenneth Bird. My company is LIEG and Fusion Light Energy Gain. Fusion Light Energy Gain technology screens, and the technology we've been working on for some time, you'll see it pop up from time to time, is ILEG Vision Tech TV projection screens, new form of technology we're working on. All right, so I've seen these before. I've seen dozens of these videos, demonstrations like this, where people will sit there and say, benefit of our screen paint, our projection screen versus a white projection screen. I said before, that's the screen you're going to see the most. That's the one you're going to see when you're out here. You're going to see plenty of people with white screens because, again, one of the biggest lies that are told when it comes to white screens and projectors is that whatever projector you choose, if it's a high grade one, you're going to be to get all those bells and whistles. You're going to see contrast, you're going to see color, and not going to read any of that whatsoever due to the fact that the screen can't read it, and that means the projector can't read it. So, I see these demonstrations all the time, talking about the benefit of our product versus a white screen. Now, a person has a white screen is expecting to get true color, true contrast, which I can't express enough, and those white levels, which are extremely important. Another thing that's important, making sure that the product does not match any form of other black paints, fabric, films, and all that other stuff. So that way the consumer knows that they're getting something 100%, and that's something they can just slide off a store shelf and do it themselves. So, as you can see here in a demonstration, we have several white surfaces. We have our screen displaying its red levels. Let me submit it here. Where the heck is that? Right there. There we go. That's better. So anyway, as I said before, so I've seen this in demonstrations. Someone say they benefit their screen, and then they'll turn the lights up. I was like, well, what's the point of that? Keep in mind, lights on or off next to our technology next to a white surface, there's a massive improvement. So let's get lights on, what we're used to having in our environment. This is what we're used to operating in. It's kind of bright in here, isn't it? Yeah, I either have to wear glasses in here from time to time because it gets that bright in here. And this is what they're supposed to be operating in, this kind of lighting. The reason why this lighting is very important because, again, you can't fake anything in this kind of environment. You can't fake contrast levels. You can't fake color levels. You can't fake anything. And when I see people show off the benefit of a white screen versus a gray screen, I've seen people turn lights out. Have it automatically in dark environments. That's not an upgrade for me. If I'm coming out of a dark environment and you're trying to sell me a product that's going to have me back into a dark environment, I don't consider that an upgrade. I consider that a downgrade because I don't see the improvement there. All right, so let's start off first on our 4K color changer. Hopefully this thing is working. Blue screen. If not, we got keyboard next to us. All right, as we can see, definitely not playing nice with us today. So let's see. Oh, we got a whole bunch of screens in here. We got blue screen right there. Perfect. Let's go with the blue screen. Got everything already loaded up in there, so that's fantastic. That works for me. So this is the benefits of our technology versus a white screen. When we have clients come in, this is one of the things that we show them, one of the demonstrations to show the difference on how much of an improvement they're going to be getting off our technology versus their white screen. Coating our technology here, which is called the ILEG Quantum Black Star, produces an outstanding and incredible color level without any calibration being done to the projector, and we can do this in a fully lit environment with any problem with the screen washing out or fading. Heck, I can even stick a lamp next to this thing and still won't even have a problem with it, or 6,000K or 12,000K of LED lights and it still won't phase it. Let me show you my projector. This is my projector we're using in the demonstration. This is our Christie LW400. That projector only cost me $50. That's it. $50. I don't have to worry about the contrast. Contrast on this projector is only 1,000. That's it. 1,000 to 1 contrast. That's all. We don't need anything in here because our screen actually is contrast itself. Let's see what they're going to give us. This one here to play around with. Let me see. We got purple screen. Pull that up. throw technology next to a purple screen. As you can see, massive difference. Not turning out the lights and trying to fake our color levels to try to blend in with the white screen. Or I don't know what they're trying to do with the lights. I don't know how that would even work. I think a white screen would have a higher vantage point if it's in the lights are out. But I don't know. I don't know how that works within the day. Well, you're supposed to do that demonstration in the fully lit environment. My clients do not expect to be in the dark. When they come over here, they want to see exactly what our technology is trying to do, and that's to be in a fully lit environment. Let's see. Oh, magenta screen. Let's go grab that. It's almost like a purplish. It's a dark purple. Magenta. Can we get magenta? Or are we going to get commercial? There we go. There's our difference. And like I said, what's important when you do these demonstrations, if you watch people turning out lights when they're doing these demonstrations, this is an automatic fail. Because again, as I said before, you shouldn't be turning off lights to begin with. You should basically have lights on, do the entire demonstration, and then turn lights off and do the demonstration. Not start the demonstration with lights off. And that's the end of the demonstration. Calibration? No. You'll never calibrate your projector, ever. I never calibrate. Slow. Color. Now the reason why I put down real demonstration, because like I said, demonstrations I see are all in the dark. Even contrast levels. That's why they do it in the dark, because their contrast levels won't read. That's why. Show color change. This is going to flash through all the colors. So you'll see that the white screen doesn't pick up anything next to our screen. But that's what clients want to see when they come through. They do not want to see, they want to see a massive difference, a massive change. What our technology can basically benefit as they take the time to use our technology to paint over their previous white screens. That's how much the improvement they're going to be using. And keep in mind, people who come into this environment, their projectors cost way more than mine. Way more than mine. I just have a $50 720p projector, that's it. And we're around 13 feet from the screen. Easy job to do when you're doing all. There we go. There we go. Now, this is the color change out. Sorry about the reconnection issues we get from time to time. So let the screen change out. Give me a short demonstration. Okay. Let's see where our white levels lay. Now keep in mind, in order for us to be able to read color, we have to be able to read white levels. If that was the case, the black paint, which doesn't have white levels, is it over there? Yeah, it is over there. Black paint doesn't have any form of we got a commercial there? Yeah, we got a commercial product there. Back to what it was. There we go. So if it didn't pick up any white levels at all, that means it can't see color. Which means if we take any form of black paint, fabric, whatever, it can't read because black paint doesn't have white levels that it can read. Everyday black paint. So that'd be something special about this product. That's why you have to do black versus black demonstrations, because we have to show at the end of the day what makes your product different from any other gray paint that I can pick up from Home Depot, Lowe's, Benjamin Moore, Sherman-Williams, any one place, what makes your product different. What makes our product different is the fact that we can generate a high white level. So in order to get those color levels to pop up, that means my screen has to be to read white light. And when you have black paint, everyday black paint, our product does something far different. It has the ability to pick up a white level where the black paint can't. And the black paint is not going to be able to show any color. So in order for me to be to see color, that means the screens have to generate white light. Now in our testing, we have one of the highest tests when it comes to testing our products against black paint, surfaces, and fabrics, and so forth. I can't say that much for others because we have never seen those tests done. And as you can see, now let's do a lights out. Now as you can see with the lights out, the black paint doesn't register anything because it can't read white light, where our technology can read white light. And even in the dark, a white screen does not work. I get it all the time. People say, well, I'm going to be in the dark anyway. I'm really not going to see a difference. That's how much of a difference you're going to see. Let's get that back up there. That doesn't like to be there. That's how much of a difference you're going to be able to see on our technology when you code over your white screen. Mind, you'll be able to use this in a fully lit environment without worrying about your screen washing out or fading. Now, I've seen gray versus gray demonstrations before, and I've seen them match perfectly. When you see our technology against black paint, you don't see a match. It's completely different. Whether the lights are on or off. Okay. Let's go over here and let's get some snow levels. Some white levels. Hopefully it works. If it doesn't, we just keep on going with the keyboard. 4K snow screensavers. Nope. Got play. I don't know what the heck that is, but we don't need that. So let's go with 4K snow screensavers. Let's see, 4K. There we go. And there's our white levels next to a white surface, also showing the difference between our product and everyday black paint. Isn't that impressive right there? Put our lights on. You see our screen adjusts to its white levels. There we go. There's the heightener kicking. Now you can see the black paint, the dirty black paint there in the middle, everyday house paint. What you should be seeing, that demonstration, any gray screen should be showing you a color product exactly like their own to show you that difference. If you're not seeing it, you need to ask those questions. I want to see batch number verification. I want to see all testing on the product before it was sold to me. And most importantly, you want to see some kind of side-by-side comparison to a screen that looks exactly like theirs. As you can see, this one does not want to be up there. Can you blame it? Can you blame it? Does not want to be up there. Can you blame it? All right, let's go grab ourselves another one. We expect in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be doing a lot of demonstrations on this product. We're going to be calling out a lot of screens on this product. We expect in the next couple of weeks a lot of complaining on some channels. And you'll see it. You'll see the complaining, the screaming, the yelling. We're used to it. But you're still going to have to back your product. Doesn't make a difference. That's why we tell the customers at the end of the day, batch number verifications is what you want to see. You want to make sure you see testing on that product. When you mean testing on that product, you got to at least see 10, 20 videos at least of the product showing it was tested before it's shipped to you. And you want to see a side-by-side comparison versus the paint that matches the screen. Lights out again. And if they want to sit there and say, well, hey, his videos are fake, you just push on and say, well, I didn't ask about his videos. I asked about yours. That's what you're asking. And I guarantee you, they're not going to contact you back. While you're out there, tell Mr. Bird said hello. Hello. How you doing? I notice that they leave the room when those lights come on, or they leave the room. They do not like seeing our demonstrations in fully lit environments. All right, let me see. We're going to go from here. Got a nice white levels in there. As I showed you, that's why I showed you in the demonstration, that if our screen couldn't read color, it wouldn't pick up. And that's why I picked the black paint to lay it against it, so you can see the difference of what happens if you just use everyday black paint. It's just not going to read. Let's see. Let's go with we got microphones are working. Get that fixed. Let's see. The mouse. Now, in the demonstration we saw with an individual that did turn his lights out in the middle of a demonstration called The Benefits of a Gray Screen. We have it on the blacklist. You can check it out for yourself. First things first, those lights should have never went out. If you have lights on both sides of your screen, it's a good opportunity to show your product working in a fully lit environment. The fact that you went over and turned those lights out, you failed that demonstration that quick. Because you just told your customers at the end of the day that they have to be trapped in a dark environment in order to get your screen to work next to a white screen. And that's the thing about it. That's the problem that the white screen has already. The white screen can't function in a fully lit environment. That's why it's sitting in the dark. If you're going to upgrade someone's home theater setup and you're telling them they have to be stuck in the dark, then guess what? You didn't upgrade their screen. Mind you, gray screen, I can wash that out with a cell phone flashlight. I can literally bleed the color out of that screen on this technology, which we showed you in demonstrations. I had to do a short video of it and post it to our forum sites and all the other sites we're connected to, showing that a gray screen basically can't read on our technology, but also showing it on the 15%, showing at the end of the day that it was able to take a gray screen and make it completely unwatchable, which makes the screen obsolete. It can't read color next to a 50% TV technology, and it can't read the whites, and it can't read the contrast, and it can't generate color. Totally cripple the screen. This technology right here can bleed that screen out. So an upgrade is not a gray screen, especially if it's going to have you in the dark already from the door. See how the Sony logo pops up? That's how the Sony logo is supposed to look. Whether your lights are on or off, that logo. Partial lighting, it should be running with no problem. Full lighting, it should be running with no problem. Let's get ourselves another demonstration. These lights out demonstrations, boy, I tell you, sitting there in these super dark environments saying, hey, we can see the screen. You know, you can't see the screen. Alright, we got a player up here playing around real quick. What's going on here? There we go. Oh, I heard something else in there playing in the background. There we go. I'm on my PC. This is my PC screen. So that's the benefit our technology gives to your white screen. I don't know how a gray screen would basically benefit your white screen. I don't know how it would work, especially with all the contrast you're seeing here in the OLED demonstration. How would the gray screen be able to read this? So you're not getting an upgrade with a gray screen. You're just really not getting anything at all, period. One time, I remember we've been accused of abnormal lighting. How is that even possible? Abnormal lighting. That's not normal lighting you would have in your home. Checking to tell you the truth, I've had about 4 houses I've rented, and I can tell you honestly, in all the different areas I lived at the end of the day, I can honestly say the lighting I've seen in some places at the end of the day is definitely not normal lighting. Now that's the kind of lighting if you're basically claiming to be a vampire. That's the kind of lighting you get. Those dark environments, nobody has homes that look that dark at the end of the day. Are you a vampire or something? As you see, the gray screen's not reading any contrast whatsoever. That's the best it's going to be able to do. Let's go back here a minute. So you can see that breakdown. Show you how badly the gray screen will not work. Now, you see the red? Red's washed out here. Blue's about to be washed out in a few minutes. So the red didn't even pick up. There we go. There's the blue. As you can see, the blue didn't pick up. And this is why they do the demonstrations at nighttime in the dark. Because in the dark, now the screen has a chance to pull up a little better. But next to our technology, even in the dark, a gray screen will fail. Because this technology here will bleed a gray screen. As you can see, it's bleeding the blue out of it. All right, let's bring it back. Bring it back. There we go. Turn the lights on. Now they'll sit there and say, well, we don't have ambient light rejection technology and this, that, and the other. Then that means you're in the past. If you don't even have ambient light rejection technology, that means your screen sits in the past. Because everything right now is ambient light rejection. Let's go through. Everything it hits, the gray screen washes out. That shows you how less of an improvement you're getting. Look at the reds here versus the white screen. Look at the reds here versus the gray screen. And then the gray screen failed to read the black level in the background. Now for those people saying, well, you need a more high-powered, expensive projector. No, I'm not spending the money for a high-powered projector because I shouldn't have to buy one. The screen should work perfectly fine on the projector I'm working with right now. To advise for me to go out and spend the money for a more high-powered projector to fix the problem basically is not making me a happy camper at the end of the day. Gray screen fails again. That's supposed to be a black level in the back. It's the white screen. So you see the improvement that our technology, even if you say your screen's gray, you got a gray screen, look at the improvements our technology gives to your gray screen. The benefits of our technology, I gotta put down the benefits of our technology versus gray and white. Let's go back a little bit more on that one. As you can see, our skin tone on our technology is absolutely perfect. And still, red level here, completely washed out. Blues are completely washed out. On the gray screen, didn't pick up any of that whatsoever. So blues, all that, completely not even there. Completely washed out. White screen didn't pick up anything at all. Of course, white screen didn't pick up anything at all. Like I said, you're not getting much of an improvement if you upgrade to a gray screen. Background failed to pick up again. Green didn't pick up at all, period. White didn't pick up anything at all. Red levels failed again on the gray screen. And white screen, both are failing. Black background, which is shown in all OLED demonstrations. That's one of the things I like to do in OLED demonstrations, is show that 100% black level in the background. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing the 15% versus gray. We're going to be doing more demonstrations on that to show that our 15% new technology over there, what it does to a gray screen, it actually alters the gray screen's appearance. I showed that demonstration on my desk at 50 and 300 lumens. Gray screen couldn't generate, and then we dropped the 50 lumen directly right on top of one of these screens over here, and we still couldn't get the Pico projector to produce an image, especially when watching a Tron demonstration. It wouldn't read. They complained about that one a lot. Well, it's about to get worse. We're going to be doing demonstrations all this week. Mind you, all my demonstrations, they show up all over Google. Everywhere. These same videos, there's actually shorts of them. They get pumped through all through Facebook, Instagram, they're everywhere. No, as I said before, if you feel at the end of the day that what I'm saying at the end of the day is complete slander, defamation, then you feel free to get a lawyer and contact me. That's what you do. So what you're going to try to back up in court is your screen, gray, reads a 100% black level, which we know that's a lie. It reads color, which we know that's a lie. Also, it's ambient light rejection technology like our stuff is. That's also a lie. And you show a high benefits next to a white screen, which, no, you don't. The same category, same boat. Okay, there's the Samsung logo. Samsung logos are in black, because again, it's OLED. Going back again, black background. Look at the magician's suit. On our end, it's coming up nice and red as it's supposed to. Background's coming up black. Gray screen, the color is completely washed out. White screen isn't registering anything. Colors are really super washed out on the red screen. Again, same thing here. Screen is completely washed out. Now, this mixture right here is a black and white mixture, which means it's part black paint, part white paint. That's what that is. I think we're going to do a demonstration tomorrow saying that our gray screens really upgrades for your white projection screen. I got a white surface coming through. I already picked one up. It's coming through. Let's see if we get that benefit. Mind you, you're still going to have to read that 100% contrast. Can't skip that one. They like to skip that one. They'll skip that 100% black level every single time. You can't skip that. As you see again, gray screen's failing. It's not reading the contrast level. White screen is not reading. As you see on this side, white screen's not reading. It's not picking up on that blue. That's why I like to show those solid colors first. Contrast levels are not reading. Well, let's zoom in on that red, that nice red. I want to see that red a little better. There we go. As you can see, gray screen is not registering the red as it's supposed to come up. It's not registering the purple either. The white screen's not reading anything at all. No, yeah, we say that because we get some people get a little too emotional about our demonstrations, and they lie on camera and they swear up and down that their gray screens are reading infinity 1 contrast levels. They're picking up 100% black. That's what they believe. They also believe that their product picks up color balance, which it does not. That's why you choose to have to calibrate. And they also believe that at the end of the day, that the screens are ambient light projection with their whopping 2.0 gain, which is the same thing a white screen can read. White screens, well, white screens kind of depend on the projector. Gray screens do, they depend on the projector. That's why they advise you to buy a more expensive projector to try to fix the problems that the screen's having already. There we go again. Color washout on gray, color washout on white screen. Nice fiery background. As you see, the colors and the flames are completely dulled and washed out on the gray screen. White screen's not registering anything. They really dulled out those colors. And as you can see, in her nice green dress running across the screen, you can see that the the gray screen has completely washed out the color and the green. Because again, as I said, it can't read dark green. When you're going to have to pick up multiple colors are going to range from gray to light colors to different shades of green. As you can see, it failed to pick up green because it only reads one color. Gray screens can't read multiple colors, they read only one. And that's a faded green. Contrast level again required in the background, not there between gray and white screen, can't read it. And it can't pick up the OLED display in the background. All right. So you can see gray screen does not register. We've done these over and over again. They don't pick up on white and gray screens, don't register on any type of projector. I think I'm going to do a splatter screen. I want to do a splatter screen. Let me see. Definitely want to do a splatter screen. So I'm going to order me a white surface. I'm going to do a splatter screen. We did a splatter screen once. I had a YouTuber come on and say that the splatter screen that we were displaying basically was just a hole in the screen. It was just a hole in the screen, and it was basically showing the other screen on the other side. That's what he was saying. So what he was trying to say, that the impact that it showed, that hitting a white surface and showing that much of a change was impossible. That was just basically an illusion that we were doing, and we just had a hole in the screen. Or I did a demonstration where I pulled the entire screen off and said, no, it's not a hole in the screen, it's an actual screen splattered with our technology. Yeah, that kind of changed that opinion. We do splatter screens all the time. I would appreciate it if people came on and asked questions and didn't try to make us look like we don't know what we're talking about. Because then we have to do that, and then the person gets embarrassed, they get their feelings hurt, and then they start crying about how it's, we don't basically respect their feelings. Well, you got to know how to talk to people at the end. You got to learn how to respect people at the end of the day. Don't come out there and say, oh, bull crap at the end of the day. That's not real. We'll come out there and basically you'll get embarrassed in the process. Let's go over here. Run through lights out. There's the white surface. And that shows our customers the benefits that they will receive of our technology, especially if you have a gray screen, it's failing you, you want to overpaint over top of it to advance our technology, show you exactly what our technology can do to your old painted screens. That's my box in the corner for my PlayStation pretty soon I'm working on. Pause this, go back here. I'm just about done. They were going to do a half and half splatter screen. I'm going to do one half gray, one half white, do a splatter design on it. And that's what I do. I'm going to make our paint with 2 scoops of black paint, 2 tablespoons into white paint. Because that's how it's all made. All of it's made the exact same way. Same scoop black process is all made the same way. Are you really benefiting your screen with a gray screen? And again, no expensive projectors required. And you see our screen's reading a 100% black level. Best way to improve your white projection screen with our technology. And we have a kit that's going for $187. Comes with free worldwide shipping. Allows you to be able to upgrade your technology at will. Keep in mind that technology can easily take our high-grade certifies. It's ultra short field compatible. It's fully weatherproof because we are experts in the field of weatherproof projection screens. We have so many we've built. Look at the black levels on that. That is absolutely insane. Something I'm just not going to be able to achieve from gray and white screens. Look at that. That is absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, so many easy to apply, no hard to understand instructions along with it. Just basically just pour and paint and you're done. That's basically about it. Drying time is absolutely incredible because we do demonstrations on paint down demonstrations. I painted this screen in no time at all. These two big 160-inch screens. And again, I can't express this enough, but this is what a 100% infinity contrast level looks like. That's what they look like. Not gray. You should be able to turn that on, have your lights on. It should operate that nice black level. And that's on a projector that has a 1000-to-1 contrast. That's it. Isn't that gorgeous? gray screen. Gray, black. Gray, black. Partial lit, black, gray, black, gray. See? Can't read it. Can't read it with lights on, can't read it in partial lighting, won't read it. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed our demonstration showing the difference between our products, the benefits you truly believe when you're using our technology next to a white screen, how to upgrade your white screen to our technology. I got a nice white surface coming in soon. Going to show you that a gray screen does nothing to the white screen. And again, like I said, I've seen demonstrations where people turn the projectors off. What's the point of turning the projector off? You're just telling your customers they're going to be trapped in that dark environment with that screen. Where's my mouse at? This is partial lighting for us. Gray screens don't operate in here. Alright, we're good. I think I'm going to jump on to Amazon and pick up that VivaStorm sample sheet package so I can begin the process of showing that off. Where are we at for time? Our time's really good. Our time is fantastic. Fantastic.
This weekend only, Macy's has the lowest prices of spring. Aldo, $495 men's suits for only $159, and jewelry now $500 off. Don't miss out. Macy's lowest prices of spring sale ends Sunday.
Need AC in a hurry? At Brightcore, we're your mini split specialists, delivering comfort and savings to homes just like yours. Our expert team installs energy-efficient ductless systems that keep you cool while cutting your energy.
You know, for a little bit of that cool off. Let my screen run for a little bit. It's amazing, doesn't it? Yeah, I'm used to it. I'm used to individuals screaming and yelling at my products and, you know, all that nonsense. We're used to it. Someone in their apartment screaming at a ceiling. Yeah. They're gonna be, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing, honestly. Meanwhile, our monitor is gone. We don't need it anymore. We got rid of it. Not even necessary anymore. Our new technology is now taken over. So, bye-bye monitors. We don't need them anymore. I can function at 50 and 300 lumens. I'm about to pick up another projector in a few minutes. I'm going to be picking up another Chewy for my desk. Because I'm going to be using the 50 lumens. It's going to be used for my new PS4 modification, which is going to be using that projector to display our screens on. Here, look at my 2 projector setup screens here. I've got a plane over here. Fish on this side. Fish on this side. I do one of these with the Cyberpunk Loft, and then the other one with fish. Oh, hold the yellow frames that too for my eyes on there a little bit. Go. Now also too on the PS4 Cyberpunk upgrade, I have already ordered my paints that I need to start the process of converting my PS4 to those beautiful yellow and blue colors. I have to search for that blue, man. That blue is not an easy one to find because it's a certain blue that they use for their that Cyberpunk. But I found it. I found somebody who had it, and I got a nice high bright yellow. Right now, and soon. Once my torque 8 and torque 9 screwdriver gets here, I can begin removing the case for the PlayStation system and then installing in my peekaboo windows and all that stuff. So got all my stuff here ready to go. I'm just waiting for the rest of my supplies to get here, which will be on Monday, and I can begin the process of basically dismantling and getting that thing ready. I found out I didn't know you could put solid state drives in them. So I was like, hey, you put a solid state drive. I'm on another forum site showing PS4 modifications. And the guy was like, yeah, you know you can put solid state drives in. And I was like, really? And the guy was like, yeah, I don't really research some of this stuff. I really don't. Should do it more. But anyway, find out I can put a solid state drive in. Mine, I know, has a terabyte in it. It's not 500 gigs. Mine has a terabyte in it. I bought the newer one when they came out. The first ones that came out were 500. This one actually is basically a terabyte. So we're going to put probably about 4 terabytes of solid state drive into it. I'm definitely going to upgrade the solid state. Definitely. Now, for some people sitting there saying, why would you put all this money into, I don't got to put a lot of money into this, but into the system behind you. It's 11 years old. The technology we have, the screen that's actually going on this is actually that screen behind it's over there, the one that makes that 1050 look absolutely insane. But said it's going to be a 50% done of that technology. 50% done. We're going to upgrade to 50%. And then once it completes the 100%, we'll put the screen up with the new one. All right, I am done here. I think I'm past my time. Definitely past my time. That means it's time for me to skedaddle. Hope you enjoyed the demonstration. Of course, we thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Oh, look at that right there. That is beautiful. I got to get some pictures of this to show this thing off some more on the other sites. We thank our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for blessing us with amazing technology, because if it weren't for Him, none of this would be possible. Let it go, and God bless. These are the 2 colors I got. I got the yellow But almost that, no, that blue right there in the back. We got that blue, the exact same blue in the back right there for our cyberpunk. Oh, yes, we do. I should use some stencils on it, too. And a 2027 stencil system on it. I should like do that. I think I have stencils. I think I have stencils. I want the stencil in. For a stencil job on 2077. On it. All right, that's for me for the day. Also, too, thank you to our customers, new customers. Thank you so much for your orders. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, we'll get you out the door and ready to go. Gotta go. Thank you all, and God bless.